Welcome to Exams A to Z, Empowering Through Education. So today we are going to discuss Andhra Pradesh SI Prelims examination that held in 2018. What is important here is we need to solve these questions within around 45 seconds or less than 30 seconds in fact. So generally the questions in the APSI exam are easy to moderate level. So let's try to solve these questions one by one that held in 2018. See, this is the question that is given from DICE. There is a chapter called DICE. So this question was given from DICE. There are different types of questions in the DICE. If you see this question, this is called as open form of dice. Means generally, for example, you take a dice. The dice has 6 faces. Okay, so this is top. Here you have bottom. Here you have front. At the same time, you have back on the opposite. So this will be your right, and here you will have left. So this is the closed form of dice. Now what he is asking is, if you open like this and he given some symbols and again he is closing, so which of the following options are correct? See, in this case you need to observe two rules. Rule number one, what exactly is the rule number one? Rule number one is, see here, top and bottom. Between this top and bottom or between the opposite faces, how many faces are present? That is very important. See, between the top and bottom, we have only one face. That is, from top to bottom, if you go in this direction, you have front or otherwise right or back or left. Means between two opposite faces, we have only one face through one particular direction. In the same way, between right and left, if you want to move from right to left, either you can move from front or from top or from bottom or from the back. Means you have to cross only one face only at a time in one direction. So what is the first thing? The first thing is between two opposite faces. Between two opposite faces, you have always one face. Between two opposite faces, we have always one face. That is first thing you need to remember. Always one face. And what is the second one you need to remember? The second one is very, very important. That is, if one face is visible, the opposite face is not visible. It means if top is visible to you, bottom will not be visible. If front is visible to you, the back is not visible. If right is visible to you, the left is not visible. So what is the second thing we need to remember? We need to remember that out of two opposite faces, only one face is visible. Very, very important. Out of two opposite faces, only one face is visible. Now keeping these two things in mind, we are going to solve this question. For example, let's see this question. We already discussed that between two opposite faces, only one face is present. Means these two are opposite faces, because between these two faces only the dot face is there, so these two are opposite faces. In the same way, here these two are also opposite faces. Okay, these two are also opposite faces. In the same way, dot and these lines, so whatever you are having here, the dot and the lines, so this dot and these lines, these two are opposite faces. These two are opposite faces. I already said that between two opposite faces only one face is visible. Means either this face is visible or this face is visible. In the same way, either this face is visible or this one is visible, or either dot is visible or these lines are visible. So one thing you need to remember, that two opposite faces you can't see at a time. So in this case, dot and lines are opposite faces, out of these two, only one can be visible. But if you see the option 1, in the option 1, both dot and the lines are visible. So when these both are visible, this cannot be your answer. In the same way, you see the option 3, again dot and lines are visible. So this is also not your option. In the same way, in option 4 also, this dot and the lines, these two are visible, so these two are opposite, they should not be visible, but both are visible, so option 4 is not also your answer. So what is left? Option 2 is the answer. So in this case, what are the faces that are visible? So let's see them. So in this case, for example, see, these lines are visible, so this face is visible, so this face is visible. Now out of this face or this face, this one face is visible, or out of this face and this face, here also one face is visible, so your answer is option 2. So whenever you see these kind of questions, just you have to see the opposite faces. Once you know the opposite faces, you will get the answer immediately. So it will take less than 30 seconds to answer this particular question. So only thing is, you need to always focus on opposite faces, because out of these opposite faces, only one face is visible. And the second thing is, between two opposite faces, we have only one face is present. So by keeping these two things in mind, we can solve these questions in less than 30 seconds. Option 4, in option 4 also, let's see the next question. The next question is, one of the hidden figure in the following figure. So it's asking, these questions are called as embedded figure. So they are called as embedded figures. So they're also very important. So you need to keep in mind whenever solving these embedded figures. Again, these are also very easy. Out of these 4 options, which option is embedded in the figure, he is saying. If you see this answer directly, I can say that answer is 3, because this is visible. So this smaller square, so this is the smaller square inside, and outer you have again big square, again outside you are having one more big side, and followed by 4 lines, 1 2 3 4. Here also 4 lines, 1 2 3 4. So directly by seeing that, I can say that answer is option 3 is the answer. See the next one. See in this question, look at this question. Look at this question. In this question, what exactly is saying is given some directions, we need to follow the directions. So what are the directions? The number of numbers in the following sequence, each of which is immediately preceded by a consonant and immediately followed by a symbol. So simply whatever he is saying, just you write, just there is a number. So this number is immediately preceded. Preceded means before. So before this number, what you are having here? Here you are having consonant, and immediately followed by a symbol. So following this number, you are having what? Symbol. So what the condition? He is asking that how many numbers are there which are immediately preceded by a consonant and again immediately followed by a symbol. So directly what you have to do in the exam is directly you go and attack the number, because this is what is required. So directly I will attack the number. So where is the number? So this is the number 2. So you are having the number. Is this number is preceded by a consonant? Yes, L is a consonant. If it is preceded by a symbol, yes, dollar is a symbol. So this is one area where the number is preceded by a consonant and followed by a symbol. So now next, see the next number. Where is the next number? 8 is the next number. So is the 8, this number is preceded by a consonant? No, this is a symbol. So this cannot be your answer. So next, directly go to next number. Where is the next number? 1. Is the number 1 is preceded by a consonant? Yes, K is a consonant. Is it preceded by a symbol? Yes, sorry, is it followed by a symbol? Yes, it is followed by a symbol. So your answer is, this is also your answer, because number 1 is preceded by a consonant and followed by a symbol. Next, where is the number? 7 is the number. Is the 7 is preceded by a consonant? No, it is preceded by what? Symbol, but not consonant. Now where is the next number? The next number is 6. In this case 6, it is preceded by a consonant, no doubt, but it is not followed by a symbol, so you can't take this as an answer. So here, how many are there? Only 2 are there. So your answer is option 2. This is the question from the series. There is a topic called as series. There is a topic called as series. So this is the question given from the series. So whenever you see these questions, if you see series will have some 3 types of questions basically. One is called as number series, other one is called as letter series, other one is called as repeated letter series. So mainly you will get the questions from these 3 areas only. So whenever you are getting the question paper, so 90% of your question paper will be from these areas only. So let's see this series, how to see the question. See, whenever you are solving this kind of questions, like particularly reasoning, you should know, first thing you have to learn is how to look at the question, how to understand it. So let's try to see that one. Now, see in this, first you try to analyze the trend. First you see the trend. What is that one? Here is 448, 220, 106, 49, 6.25. So what I can observe is it is consistently decreasing. That is number 1 I can say. So whenever it is constantly decreasing, what are the things I can do? I can take the difference between these numbers and check the difference. But the problem here is, you see the last one here, 6.25, it is in the point. It is in the point. So it's obviously 6.25 means there is a definitely division is involved. That's what we need to think. Definitely there is a division is involved. So let's try to see that how this division is involved. If you see this question, 448 and 220, if you see these numbers, so 220 is close to half of 448, means for example if you divide this 448 by 2, you will get the answer as 224, but given is here 220. So what we have to do? We have to do something like minus 4. Now what is the next thing we need to do? Again same thing, division and minus. So this is the trend that is following, that is division and minus 4. That is again division by 2, divide by 2. So when you divide by 2, you will get answer as 110, then minus 4, you will get answer as 106. In the same way, now let's see here 49 by 2. So when you do 49 by 2, so your answer will be like 24.5. And what's the next thing you have to do? You have to do next thing is minus 4. So next thing what we have to do? We have to do minus 4. So you do minus 4. So 24.5 minus 4 is 20.5. So your answer is 2 is the answer. Okay. So see the trend. How the trend? It is decreasing. How it is decreasing? It is decreasing consistently, but at the end you are having a point. So by seeing this 6.25, that point, so immediately you have to come to the conclusion that we have to go for division. So like this, the predetermined mind is bit helpful in the examination. Now see, here is the one more question. Here also if you see the trend of the question, I already said that if you are solving a series question, always first look at how the trend is, whether it is increasing or whether it is decreasing or whether it is given squares or given cubes, what exactly is given. So that's what is very much important. So that's predetermined will help to solve the question fast if the question is easy to moderate level. For example, if you see this question 7, 151, 251, 315, so there is an increase, definitely there is an increase. But is it a consistent increase? No, it is not a consistent increase. How? 7 to 151, a big change, a big jump. In the same way, from 151 to 251, the jump is slightly decreased. From 251 to 315, again the jump is slightly decreased. Again it is going, slightly increased. So what I can say is, from 7 to 151, a big jump. 151 to 251, not that big jump, it's jump but not that much big compared to 7 and 151. Now see that between 251 and 351, there also jump but not that much big compared to 151 and 251. So whenever you see these kind of jumps which are not consistent, because if it is consistently jumping, we can go for multiplication directly. Okay, so it is not a consistent jump. So what we need to do, we need to take the difference. So once, let's see the difference, 7 and 51. So what is the difference here? The difference between 7 and 141 is somewhere around 144. So immediately by seeing 144, you remember that 144 is a which square. So that's what is very much important. It's a 12 square. Now the difference between 151 and 251 is only 100. So what is 100? It is a 10 square. Now let's see the difference between 251 and 315. So what is the increase? So around 64 is the increase. If you see the numbers like 144, which is a 12 square, 100, 10 square. So it's a 12 square. So it is a 10 square, and again you're having 64, which is a 8 square. So 12 square, 10 square, 8 square. Obviously next difference is obviously 6 square, that is 36, which is a 6 square. And you add 36 to this one. If you add 36, 5 plus 6, what is 5 plus 6 here? 11. 11 means obviously last digit will be 1. So your answer is 1 is the answer. So always whenever you are solving the series questions, try to analyze the trend. How much it is increasing or how much it is decreasing, in what way it is increasing and in what way it is decreasing. Okay, so let's see the next one. See, this is also a series, but it is an letter series or alphabet series. So these questions are generally very easy. So look at this question. The question is, it starts with A and ends with somewhere around Y. So A to Y. So A to Y means it's a consistent increase is there. There is no doubt. So when there is a constant increase, always try to take the gap or take the difference. So you know that A is 1, C is 3, D is 4, G is 7, H is 8, I is 9. By C, you can see there is a consistent increase is there. But how it is increasing? Let's check that one. 1 to C, again there is a gap. We are missing B. Again CD is consistent. Again where there is a gap, what we are missing? We are missing E here and F. So we are missing here 2. E and F we are missing. Then followed by G, H, I. So in the first case we missed here only B. Here we missed E and F. Obviously in the next case we are going to miss 3 letters. What are they? All is here G, H, I is given. So after I, J, K, L, these 3 is going to be missed. So then what is the next sequence? The next sequence will be M, N, O, P. So your answer is M, N, O, P. So option 3 is the answer. So just see the trend, you will get the answer immediately. It will take less than 30 seconds, no doubt in the exam. Next one. See, this is also a letter series or alphabet series. So here also always try to see the trend. Here what's the trend? I already said that. See the first letter, here U. See the last letter, here it is B. So what we can analyze, it is consistently decreasing, or we don't know how it is decreasing, consistent or inconsistent, but one thing is sure that it is decreasing from U to B. So let's see how it is decreasing. See here. U, S, R. So what is R? R is 18, S is 19, U is 21. So here 18, 19, 20 is missing, and again 21. So one number is missing. Now see here the difference between Q and R. So both same, because Q is 17, R is 18. So there is no much change. It is a continuity is following. So now see N is 14, O is 15. Again P is missing, that is 16. Then he went for Q 17. In the same way here before N we are having M, which is 13. In the same way again you decrease by 1, you remove 1, that is here K is 11, J is 10. So you remove L here. Yes or no? In the same way you try to decrease here. So here J minus 1 less than 1, J less than 1. So what is J less than 1? I. So after I, what you need to miss? You need to miss H. Once you miss the H, then what is less than H? G. What is less than G? F. So answer is I, G, F. So option C is the answer. So it's a consistent decrease. It's consistently, it's a decrease. So by seeing, you can go for the answer A. So see this question. This question is analogy. This question is analogy. So in analogy we have three types of analogy questions. Number one, number analogy. Number two, number analogy. That's one. Number two, we have letter analogy. We are having one more analogy, that is letter analogy. Number three, we are having figure analogy. We are having figure analogy. So these three types of questions are possible. First of all, you should understand the word analogy. What is analogy? Simply, analogy means establishing the relationship between two given entities. That is nothing but analogy. For example, see in this question, there are two numbers are given, that is 5 and 25. So whatever the relation you will get between these two, you have to apply the same relation and get the answer. So what we are doing here, we try to establish the relationship between 5 and 124. When you get the relationship between 5 and 124, apply the same relation to the 6 and get the answer. So that's what he is saying. So let's try to establish the relationship between 5 and 125. See, there are different ways of establishing the relationship. The moment if you are perfect with the squares and the cubes, then your answer will become very easy. For example, 5 and 124. If you go with 5 cube, what is 5 cube? 5 cube is nothing but 125, but is given how much? 124. So minus 1. So what is the relation? The relation is cube minus 1. That is the relation simply. In the same way, now go with the 6 cube minus the relation. So apply the same relation. 6. What is 6 cube? 6 cube is 216. After cube is done, again we have to do minus 1. So your answer will be 215. So your answer is 3. See, whenever you are going to solve these questions, you have to be perfect with the squares and the values near the squares, perfect with the cubes and the values near the cubes, and you need to be perfect with multiplications, additions, subtractions, divisions and combination of these also. So these are the different variety of questions you can frame in the exam. So if you keep all these things in mind, so what are the different ways that one can ask these questions? So these questions will become very, very easy. It is also an analogy question. Look at this. But it is what kind of analogy? It is a letter analogy. So in this case, whatever the relation between these two groups, so try to establish the same relation and get the answer. So that's what he is asking. So we try to establish the relationship between these two. Now see here, K N Q T. See the trend. How the trend? K N Q T. So means K to N. How much it is increased? It is plus 3. See, it is increasing plus 3. K is 11, N is 14. So 11 plus 3 is 14. In the same way, N to Q. How much change again? Plus 3. Because N is 14, Q is 17. Again QT. Q is 17, T is 20. Again, what is the change? Plus 3 is the change. So always what is the change you are having? Plus 3 in between these two numbers. In the same way, you try to look at the other number also. What is the other number? That is M Q U Y. So try to understand the change here. You know that M is 13, Q is 17. So what is the change here? Here it is plus 4. In the same way, Q is 17, U is 21. Again, what is the change? Plus 4. U is 21, Y is 25. What is the change? Again, it is a plus 4. So this is the thing you can observe, right? So it is like a series kind of question. See, I will tell the different types here, but look at this question now. So now you try to analyze here. See here. A to D, what is the change? Plus 3. D to G, what is the change? Plus 3. G to J, what is the change here also? Plus 3. Means here also plus 3, here also plus 3. So what should be your answer? Your answer should be plus 4. So let's check from through the options. D to G, how much? 3. So not possible. Your answer should be here always plus 4 and plus 4. So plus 3 is wrong. So option 1 is wrong. Come to option 2, MP. M is 13, P is 16. Here also increase is plus 3. So this also wrong. BE. B is 2, E is 5. Here also increase is plus 3. So this also wrong. Now come to option 4. That is CG. C is 3, G is 7. So what is the increase? Increase is plus 4. G2K plus 4. K2O. Here also plus 4. So your answer is 4. Like this also you can do. There is another way also is there. How to solve another way? What exactly is it? So this is one way of solving these questions. So let's see the another way of solving this particular question. So in this question, if you see this one, try to establish the relation between K, N, Q, T. In the same way, apply that A, D, G, J. Right? That's what you need to do. That's what I said to do. Right? So let's see this one. K, N, Q, T. You know it right in the exam. ఇలా రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే మనకి రిలేషన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసుకోవాలంటే మనం మైండ్లోనే ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసుకోవాలి. నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ కోసం ఇది రాస్తున్నాను అంతవరకే అండి. M, Q, U, Y. Here also you change the relation between K and QT and M, Q, U, Y. For example, see K to M. What is the change? K is 11, M is 13. So here increase is plus 2. N to Q. N is 14, Q is 17. So increase is plus 3. Between Q to U. Q is 17, U is 21. So here what is the increase? Here is plus 4. Now see the increase between T and Y. T is 20, Y is 25. So increase is 5. So what is the increase here? Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So now try to apply the same relation to A, D, G, J. Okay. For now see here. What is the relation we have to apply here? For A, plus 2. For D, plus 3. For G, plus 4. For J, plus 5. A plus 2. You know A is 1, G is 2. A plus 2 is C. That is 1 plus 2 is 3. So C. D plus 3 is G. G plus 4 K. J plus 5 O. So your answer is CGKO. So CGKO. అంటే ఈ క్వశ్చన్ మనం ఈ రెండు విధాలుగా చేయొచ్చండి. ఎలా చేసినా కూడా కరెక్టే ఎగ్జామ్లో. సో యూ డూ ఇన్ ఎనీ వే. సో బోత్ ద వేస్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. So there are more than one way to solve this kind of questions in the exam as well. See this question. This question is coding and decoding. See, this coding and decoding is very important topic. I think there are around 8 to 9 types of coding and decoding are there. So 8 to 9 types of coding and decoding. I assure that in the exam 95% of the questions will come from these 8 to 9 types only. For SI exam particularly, 95% of these questions come from 8 to 9 types only. If you are perfect with these 8 to 9 types of questions, you can solve any kind of coding and decoding question that you will ask in the examination. No doubt about that. So let's see this question. What type of question it is? So this question is called forward coding questions or direct coding questions. So let's see this, how this direct coding will go. See here, DECK, whatever is saying that DECK is coded as QRPX. So whenever you see this question, to find out it what kind of question, see here, you have to understand this one. ఏంటంటే అది DECK అనే లెటర్స్ అన్ని ఒక దగ్గరగా ఉంటాయి. అలానే QRPX అనే లెటర్స్ అన్ని కొంచెం దగ్గరగా ఉంటాయి. అంటే ఇవన్నీ ఒక కన్సిస్టెంట్ డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నాయని మనం అనుకోవచ్చు. ఎలా అంటే DEC ఇక్కడ చూడండి, DEC మనకి ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి? ముందు ఉంటాయి. అలానే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ K ఉంది, ఇక్కడ X ఉంది. సో వీటి మధ్యలో ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటుందో మిగతా మధ్య కూడా సేమ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఉన్నట్లే అనిపిస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఆ డిస్టెన్స్ అవి అంత మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నాయి. ఇక్కడ ఆ డిస్టెన్స్ మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేద్దాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూడండి, D ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? స్టార్టింగ్లో ఉంటుంది. Q ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? మరి అంత ఎండ్ కూడా ఉండదు, కొంచెం ఎండ్కి దగ్గరగా ఉంటుంది. సో డిఫరెన్స్ చూద్దాం. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ D అండ్ Q? D ఈజ్ 4, Q ఈజ్ 17. వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ హియర్? ప్లస్ 13 ఈజ్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. E వచ్చేసి 5, R వచ్చేసి 18. So again, what is the difference here? The difference is also plus 13. C 3, P 16. What is the difference? Here also difference is increased by 13. K k11 x24, here also it is increasing by 13. చూసారు కదండి, ఇక్కడ ఇంతకుముందు మనం చూసినప్పుడే డైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ చూసినప్పుడే ఆన్సర్ చెప్పినాం ఏమని, ఇక్కడ ఎంత ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందో ఈ 4 లెటర్స్లో ఇక్కడ కూడా అది అంతే ఇంక్రీజ్ ఉంది. అంటే డీకి క్యూ ఎంత దూరం ఉందో ఈకి ఆర్ అంతే దూరం ఉంటుంది, సికి పి అంతే దూరం ఉంది, K2 X అంతే దూరం ఉందన్నమాట. సో ఈ విధంగా మనం క్వశ్చన్ని హౌ టు లుక్ ఎట్ ద క్వశ్చన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అప్పుడు మనం ఏంటంటే క్వశ్చన్ మనకి చాలా ఫాస్ట్గా వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. సో అప్లై దిస్ ట్రెండ్, that is +13 +13 +13 and try to get the answer, that is for LIME. So you know L is 12, 12 plus 13 25, 25 అంటే మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది ఇక్కడ y వస్తుంది. I అంటే 9, 9 plus 13, 9 plus 13 అంతా 22, 22 అంటే v. చాలా అంటే మనకి YV రాగానే YV అనేది ఓన్లీ ఆప్షన్ 4లో ఉంది. యువర్ ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ YVZR. అంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం m ప్లస్ 13, సో m అంటే 13, 13కి మళ్ళీ ప్లస్ 13 అంటే 26 వస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనకి z వస్తుంది. అలానే e అనేది 5 కాబట్టి మనం 13 యాడ్ చేద్దాం, 13 యాడ్ చేస్తే మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది 18 వస్తుంది. సో r ఈస్ 18. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ అ డైరెక్ట్ కోడింగ్, నథింగ్ ఈజ్ దేర్. ఓకే, See, there are different types of coding and decoding అండి. మీకు ఈ లెటర్స్ ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, D4, E5, C3, K11 ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, ఇది ఫార్వర్డ్ కోడింగా, రివర్స్ కోడింగ్, అసలు ఇది ఎలాంటి కోడింగ్, ఇలాంటివన్నీ నేను ఫర్దర్ వచ్చే వీడియోస్లో మీకు చెప్తూ ఉంటాను. సో ప్లీజ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ దిస్ ఛానల్. మీరు ఈ ఛానల్ ఫాలో అవుతూ ఉండండి. మీరు రీజనింగ్లో యూ డూ యాజ్ ఎంత ఫాస్ట్గా మీరు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ సాల్వ్ చేయగలుగుతారో అంత ఫాస్ట్గా చేయడానికి మేము ఇక్కడ ట్రై చేస్తాం. సో డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కోడింగ్ అండ్ డీకోడింగ్ చెప్తాము. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా ఫాస్ట్గా సాల్వ్ చేయాలి, క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా చూడాలి, ఎన్ని వేస్ ఉంటాయి, ఎన్ని టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి, సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం ఫర్దర్ వచ్చే వీడియోస్లో చూస్తూ ఉంటాము. సో మీరు సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అయ్యి మీరు ఫాలో అవుతూ ఉండండి ఛానల్ని, దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ A to Z. సో దెన్ వీ కెన్ సాల్వ్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వెరీ ఈజీలీ. See, there is one more question. This is from directions. సో డైరెక్షన్స్ నుంచి క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాడు. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ డైరెక్ట్ అంటే చూసి చెప్పచ్చు అండి దీనికి ఆన్సర్. ఎలా అంటే సునీల్ ఈజ్ ఫేసింగ్ ఈస్ట్, అతను తూర్పు వైపు చూస్తున్నాడు అన్నారు. సో మనకి డైరెక్షన్స్ తెలుసు, మనకి ఎన్ని డైరెక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, మనకి 4 డైరెక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ 1 ఈజ్ ఈస్ట్, ఆపోజిట్లో వెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ నార్త్ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ మనకి సౌత్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో ఇక్కడ సునీల్ అనే వ్యక్తి ఎటువైపు చూస్తున్నాడండి, అతను హీస్ లుకింగ్ టువర్డ్స్ ఈస్ట్, అతను తూర్పు వైపు చూస్తున్నాడు, హీస్ లుకింగ్ టువర్డ్స్ ఈస్ట్. He turned 100 degrees in the clockwise direction and then turned 145 in the anti-clockwise direction. In which direction Sunil is facing now అన్నాడండి. సో ఇక్కడ మనం డేటా రాసుకోండి. ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ ఏంటంటే he turned 100 degrees in clockwise. సో క్లాక్వైజ్లో ఎలా తిరిగాడండి, 100 degrees తిరిగాడు అన్నాడు. తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే అతనికి he turned 145 in the anti-clockwise direction అన్నాడండి. సో యాంటీ-క్లాక్వైజ్ డైరెక్షన్లో ఎంత తిరిగాడండి, 145 degrees తిరిగాడండి. చూడండి ఇక్కడ క్లాక్ వైజ్ యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ రెండు ఆపోజిట్లో ఉంటాయండి. సో దే విల్ బోత్ క్యాన్సిల్ అవుట్ ఈచ్ అదర్, రెండు క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతాయి. కానీ ఇక్కడ క్లాక్ వైజ్లో యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్లో ఎవరు ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నారు, యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. ఎన్ని డిగ్రీస్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంది, 45 degrees ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. సో మనకి ఫైనల్గా రిజల్ట్ ఏమొచ్చింది, యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ 45 degrees. అంటే ఇప్పుడు సునీల్ ఏం చేయాలండి, ఈస్ట్ నుండి సునీల్ ఇప్పుడు యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ డైరెక్షన్స్లో ఎన్ని డిగ్రీస్ తిరగాలండి, 45 degrees తిరగాలి. సో ఇప్పుడు సునీల్ కనుక యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ డిగ్రీస్లో తిరిగినప్పుడు సో సునీల్ ఈ విధంగా యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్లో తిరుగుతాడు. ఎంత యాంగిల్ అండి, 45 అండి. సో ఈ డిగ్రీ వచ్చేసి మనకి 45 degree కాబట్టి యువర్ ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ నార్త్ ఈస్ట్ ఈస్ ద ఆన్సర్. సో నార్త్ ఈస్ట్ అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఆన్సర్ ఈశాన్యం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్. సో ఇది వెరీ సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్ అంటే మీరు మైండ్లో క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోండి. ఏమైనా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోవాలి, క్లాక్ వైజ్ ఎంత 100, యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ ఎంత 145, రెండింటి మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత 45 degrees. ఈస్ట్ నుండి యాంటీ క్లాక్ వైజ్ 45 అంటే నార్త్ ఈస్ట్. అంతే అండి, ఎగ్జామ్లో కూడా మీరు ఇలానే చేయాలి. సో మీకు ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి చిటికలో వచ్చేస్తుంది. విల్ గెట్ ఆన్సర్ వెరీ 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 ఫాస్ట్ అనమాట. ఓకే, సో లైక్ దిస్. సో ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్ని ప్రీవియస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ సాల్వ్ చేస్తామండి ఇన్ ద బెస్ట్ షార్ట్ కట్స్ వే. సో షార్ట్ కట్స్ కానీ ప్రొసీజర్ని ఎలా షార్ట్ చేయాలని కానీ క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా చూడాలని కానీ సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది ఫర్దర్ వీడియోస్లో. సో సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అండ్ ఫాలో దిస్ ఛానల్ ఫర్ రిమైనింగ్ previous questions as well as for remaining topics as well. Thank you very much. This is Y Amarnath Reddy. Thank you.